Welcome back to Free Cooking Macaroon. My name is Diana. I know that I've vanished for a while, but here I am again with another video that is absolutely not a normal travel vlog. So if you came down here to write top 10 places to visit in Vietnam, I'm sorry, that's not it. This one, however, is more personal. It's about how my own insecurities, my body dysmorphia, and my attachment issues basically hijacked my trip, and how traveling alone doesn't magically cure you when you're mentally limping through life. So, back in 2023, I visited Vietnam and I didn't enjoy it as much as I should have, not because of the place, but because of me. I was tangled in guilt, self judgment, hating myself, obsessing over my hair, my skin, my body. I was just existing in this weird, low place. So, this is a look at how traveling feels like when you don't really feel good about yourself. Our first stop was Ho Chi Minh City. If I want to explain a little about the city, if energy was a place, that would be it. I mean, cars from one side, scooters and motorcycles from the other, and nobody was obeying the traffic rules, and somehow everybody survived it. It was exciting and terrifying at the same time. But what is really important about my stay in Ho Chi Minh City is our tour guide. Our guide was this sweet old man who genuinely enjoyed showing people his city. He kept smiling at me, saying nice things, and asking if I needed anything. And instead of appreciating it, my brain instantly went to defensive mode. Kindness felt like a pressure, something that I couldn't take at the moment. Compliments felt like attention that I didn't want. And attention felt like a spotlight on everything that I hated about myself. I remember looking at him and I was like, why do you keep smiling? Just do your job. Nobody asks you to be nice. And there we visited Cuchi war tunnels. They are these tiny underground tunnels used during Vietnam's war. Meanwhile, my brain was panicking because I didn't have internet for a couple hours and I couldn't text my boyfriend. And I suddenly felt like the world was ending. That's the place where you realize that your attachment style is not so great.
Wow.
And the food, honestly, I felt so bad about myself and everything around me that I didn't even try to try Vietnamese food. And I just for the first couple of days I tried to sticking to salads and things like that. But after a couple of days, when hunger hit, like for real, I started eating a lot of bread, ice cream, and McDonald's just to survive. And every bite was followed by guilt. Bite guilt. Bite guilt was like this pattern for me. I would eat something and then immediately hate myself after that. After Ho Chi Minh, we flew to Da Nang, which has this beach town energy. Everything is calmer, slower, and it feels like that you can finally breathe. Something that I really want to mention about my stay in Da Nang is our hotel. We stayed at Seldomer, which I think was one of genuinely one of the nicest hotels that I've ever been to, not just in terms of the facilities, but the people who worked there actually were some of the nicest people that I've ever met. And even though I was staying with people like this in that hotel, still I was defensive. Still I couldn't, be open and smile back at them. I was constantly in a war with, I didn't know back then with who, but I know right now that the war was with myself. And everything about the hotel was great. There was this rooftop pool, and which looks like something straight out of a movie. And of course I didn't go because the thought of myself in a swimsuit made me want to vaporize, and I didn't try that. Everyone there would see a normal girl just, in a hotel, but I saw a distorted version of myself that just didn't match reality. I think that's what body dysmorphia is. It just ruins even the neutral moments of your life. We visited the Golden Hand Bridge, and I remember that before traveling to Vietnam, I was so excited to be going there because I had seen the pictures on Instagram, and I really wanted a picture there to post on my page. And when we went there, I just took a look at myself and I was like, there is no way that I'm taking pictures like looking like this. And my mom forced me to take a couple of pictures, and I hated them and I really wanted to burn them. If it were possible, I would have burned them. But now that I look back at them, I don't look bad in any of those. I don't look big, or I don't look not normal. I'm completely normal and I look as I always do. But I don't know why I hated seeing myself in pictures so much. And then the tour guide suggested that we should visit Hoi An and try these coconut basket rides, and that was genuinely one of the most unique experiences that I've ever had in my life. So there were these coconut shaped boats that were led by locals, and they would take you in the middle of the river. I don't remember the name of the river. If you do know, put it in the comments for me. So they basically take you in the middle of nowhere, and when you get there, they start, spinning the boat, and to the point that you almost feel nauseated. But it's really good, it's amazing, and everyone was laughing, and even I was laughing. And for the first time during that trip, I was actually enjoying myself. That didn't last long until I turned on my camera to take a selfie, and one look at myself and all of that happiness and joy was gone. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, and I honestly don't know what I was seeing because I was seeing myself. But I remember in that moment I hated what I saw in that camera so much that I just, turned off my camera, and I started thinking and overthinking about how big I am, how my hair looks awful. And my night was ruined. Every moment that followed was accompanied by this feeling of self-loathing and guilt, and the fact that I had these intrusive thoughts of, starving myself the next day. I was thinking that maybe I should, change my lifestyle altogether because I really hated myself. And I remember that on that day, I didn't have internet for the entire day, and all I could think of was, what if my boyfriend texts me and I won't answer him? What if he calls me and I don't pick up and he hates me after that? I was at the same time terrified of having and not having Wi-Fi, because I would think that, okay, so what if I do have internet and then he video calls me, or if he asks me to send him a video message? What am I supposed to do then, looking like this? And all of these happened in my head in like less than a second. Everything accelerated so fast that I was paralyzed. I didn't have any control over that. It felt like that I felt danger for no logical reason, like my life was threatened, that kind of danger. And it felt like that my happiness was so tied not to myself but to a person, that not talking to him felt like losing oxygen. I kept checking my phone, refreshing for no reason because I didn't have any connection. but I kept refreshing for no reason because, I was waiting for, unconsciously, I was waiting for a disaster. My brain didn't care that nothing was about to happen, but it just, went straight into meltdown mode. And at night, we started walking in Hoi An, and I remember that there was this lantern festival, and it was so beautiful, couples whispering, everybody taking pictures, and it should have been magical, which wasn't for me. Because when you're trapped in fear and low self-worth, you become blind to beauty. It's like you're physically there, but mentally you're spiraling somewhere else. Our next stop was Hanoi City. Hanoi felt more artsy, rainy, a bit older, and somehow more emotional compared to the other cities. Quick note before moving on, we stayed at Peridot's Grand Luxury Boutique Hotel, and the hotel itself was great, really. It was so beautiful, but the staff kind of felt like, that you have wronged them in the past somehow, and they kind of, looked at you in a way that we don't like you, and we're smiling, but we don't like you. And that was something that I really couldn't take. It didn't ruin anything for me because I had already ruined everything myself. I had already taken care of that part myself, but it kind of added to the mood of, something is not right, something is off. And one thing that I really enjoyed in Hanoi was the Vietnamese iced coffee. I don't know why on earth I didn't try it in the other cities, but if you like something bitter and you like iced coffee, it is absolutely out of this world and you have to try it. Tell you a little about the food situation in Hanoi. It was the same as the other two cities, and the guilt followed me. Traveling with body dysmorphia is like dragging this invisible narrator with you everywhere that you go, and nothing seems to be tasty because the guilt is much louder and much bigger. It would get even worse by time. And I remember I passed by this cute cafe with Mickey Mouse theme. I really wanted to go there because they had this Mickey Mouse shaped pancakes, and I saw the pictures on their posters that were everywhere. And I really wanted to go in, but I thought, well, I don't want to eat that. Although I was eating some really bad things too, but I was like, I'm not going to eat that, and it's only going to make me look worse. It is wild how low self-worth can turn a cute little cafe into this huge emotional battlefield. And if you tell someone that you're feeling these things, they're going to think that you're crazy, unless that they've gone through the same thing themselves. From Hanoi, we took a bus and we were transferred to Dax so that we can get on a cruise and visit Halong Bay, which was the most anticipated part of my trip. I waited for Halong Bay for 2 years because we were supposed to take this Vietnam trip before COVID, and then it got canceled. So imagine how excited I should have been at the moment to be visiting there, but I wasn't. First of all, Halong Bay is amazing in the most ridiculous way. I mean, there are cliffs everywhere, water looks like it is painted, and nature is whispering, look at me, I'm incredible. And if you're mentally okay, you will see that and you will feel that. But I didn't. I just admired it for a second, and then I went back to where I was. I was like, okay, so what's the point? It's pretty, okay. Now I want to go back to my room. I remember that I was packing some clothes back in Hanoi because we were asked to pack some clothes for the couple of nights that we were supposed to stay on the cruise. And if I were my normal self, I would have handpick every single piece of clothing um, so carefully to make sure that all my pictures would turn out great. But I wasn't planning on taking any pictures. I mean, that's how I thought back then. Why would I be taking pictures? Why would I want to collect proof of how nasty I look and of how bad I look? So I just throw in some oversized clothes into my backpack, and I was like, okay, whatever, just let this time pass. And it's like I admired it for a second. I admired all the beauty for a second, but then I was like, okay, so what's the point of all this beauty? Okay, that's enough. We stayed at this beautiful cruise with a bunch of other people from every corner of the world, and who were all actually very nice and very friendly and tried to communicate and share their stories and have fun together, make friends. But I didn't connect with any of them, and every conversation that everyone tried to make with me felt like someone was strangling me. And because I think that was because I felt too small. I felt like I have nothing interesting to offer. And it's like when your self-worth is low, socializing feels like being exposed. And so I, try to hit myself in my room, scroll through my phone, checking my Wi-Fi, and terrified to miss a text. There were a bunch of activities there, like swimming, canoeing, people jumped in the middle of the water, and I just skipped all of that because I wasn't going to wear a swimsuit. I haven't even brought a swimsuit just in case, because I wanted to make sure that there is no way that I would take off my clothes and jump into the water while everyone was watching. And even during those moments, I hated that. I knew that I was ruining my moments. I'm ruining moments that I'm never going to get back, but I couldn't do anything. Even the thought of people watching me made me freeze. And I was letting my insecurities ruin my moments in one of the most beautiful places in the world. And at nights they had this like karaoke bar, and my mom, knowing how much I love these things, said, you have to go, we must go. Even though I didn't want to, she kind of dragged me there. And when my mom insisted, I took the microphone, and I remember that I sang, I will survive, I will survive, I will survive. First I was afraid, I was petrified, something that I could never leave without my promised time. Then I spent so many times thinking how you did me wrong, and I was wrong, and I learned how to get along as long. And I screamed that like my life depended on it, and left the room, and I went back again, glued to this tiny corner in the cruise that internet actually worked, because I was terrified to miss a call. And I was missing my own moment and refreshing messages like a maniac because I didn't want to miss a call, apparently. This is what it feels that, having your moment stolen by your low self-worth and low self-confidence. I really regret not taking pictures in Halong Bay, because it is one of the most exotic places on earth, and I have no idea if I've ever get the chance to travel there again. And when I think back, I think that everything was fine. I was looking at the pictures a couple of weeks ago. That's what led me to film this video with this topic. I was looking at the picture a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, what was I looking for? Everything was okay, everything was normal, nothing was going on, and I just ruined it for no reason. So thank you for watching this video. This one felt so emotional and so personal to me, and I hope that you enjoyed it too, and I hope that if someone struggles with the same things, just find this a bit helpful. One more thing is that Vietnam was great. Of course, if you've traveled a lot, especially to Asian countries, It's not going to wow you in an instant. It's definitely a place worth visiting once at least in your life. So thank you so much. If you like more videos like this, please tell me in the comments where do you want me to film next, and what topic do you want me to talk about. And that's it. Love you. Bye.